What's up guys, welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, I want us to watch this viral video from a MAGA nurse. She's going viral for coming out and mocking the people who are on SNAP benefit. She instantly regretted for coming out and mocking the people who are using SNAP benefit. So kindly guys, I want you to watch this video and see how Americans, they came out and they sent their backlash towards this MAGA nurse. Watch this till the end, then I'll be back with more comment.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. That is why I'm on my way to my second job tonight, because it is my responsibility to make sure that he eats, not the U.S. taxpayers. I am responsible for keeping him fed and clothed.
This nurse, who identifies as Tina Coleman, an RN at Crenshaw Community Hospital in Laverne, Alabama, thought it was appropriate to belittle people who rely on public assistance, many of whom are the same patients we care for every day. A nurse publicly mocks people receiving SNAP benefits as if poverty is a personal failure. So this is the ugly side of nursing culture we don't talk about enough. The performative, I work 2 jobs pride that disguises contempt for the poor. Nursing isn't about judging who's worthy of help. It's about care, equity, and humanity.
Listen up, this isn't just a clip. This is a sledgehammer to the soul of nursing. A grotesque carnival where an RN named Tina Coleman dances on the graves of the poor like it's a TikTok trend. Crenshaw Community Hospital, Laverne, Alabama, let that name burn into your brain. Because here, a so-called healer decided poverty's a punchline, that SNAP benefits are a scarlet letter for failure. She mocks the very people she's paid to care for people who drag themselves to second jobs at midnight because their baby's gone 2 hours without food, who bleed responsibility so their kids don't bleed hunger. And she preens like her 2 jobs make her a saint, while her eyes drip contempt for anyone who can't outwork starvation.
And to the nurse that made fun of people for being on food stamps, disrespectfully, get the flying fuck out of this field. We walk into work and hit that time clock. We're not punching in to judge people. We're punching in to take care of people. And as a nurse, you should know that you are closer to homelessness than you are ever closer to being a millionaire. Anyone of all walks of life can end up on food stamps. My mother, who worked full-time as a social worker in New York City, had a salary that was unfortunately so low that she was able to qualify for SNAP benefits. Now, my mother was privileged enough to be able to afford to go back to school and pursue a career in business, but not everyone has the means or the funds to do that. And as a nurse, you should know how expensive college can be. When you tell people, get a job, get a second job, pick up extra hours, they probably are already doing that. And you think that as a nurse, you'd be more concerned with keeping your patients alive and comfortable versus saying, I wonder if they're on food stamps. I literally know people that used to be millionaires that are now on food stamps. So next time you clock into work and you think about judging one of your patients, just think to yourself, could this be me someday? Could this be my loved one? It shouldn't have to happen to you for it to matter, but I'm just asking. Oh wait, never mind. I heard you got fired, so you probably won't be clocking into work anytime soon.
Tina Coleman, to be exact. It is my job as a beautiful Black woman to make sure that the world knows that you, Tina, as an RN, are okay with children suffering due to malnutrition. Tina, I've noticed that you've worked in Alabama and you've also worked in Kentucky, places where there are large populations of people who do need SNAP benefits and Medicaid. And I would never want someone like you to be working in the healthcare field that had to ever deal with someone who unfortunately needed those benefits.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. That is why I'm on my way to my second job tonight, because it is my responsibility to make sure that he eats, not the U.S. taxpayers. I am responsible for keeping him fed and clothed.
I genuinely cannot fathom putting on my scrubs, putting a scrub cap on, pulling out my phone, hitting record, recording that video, watching it back, and then posting it where millions of people are at your fingertips. As a nurse, your words, your actions, they reflect not only you, but the entire nursing profession, and everything said in this video directly goes against the nursing code of ethics. And sadly, there are a lot of other people out there who secretly feel exactly the way that she felt in that video posted. So let me just remind you of a few things. Coming directly from the Nursing Code of Ethics, Provision 1, the nurse practices with compassion and respect for the inherent dignity, worth, and unique attributes of every person. Nurses condemn dehumanization in all forms, while simultaneously affirming personhood and humanity through all allyship and partnership. Allyship is an ethical duty that requires intentional interventions, advocacy, and support to eliminate harmful acts, words, and deeds. Allyship also requires that nurses create space to amplify voices that are not traditionally heard, recognized, or welcome in order to build and sustain a culture that respects all persons. 5.2, wholeness of character. It also states that this space does not extend to prejudicial behaviors that belittles, bullies, or demeans, opinions that are inconsistent with nursing values or not rooted in scientific fact, or acts that promote structures designed to marginalize, dehumanize, disadvantage, or harm specific groups. She was obviously fired from her job, rightfully so, because there is no room for people like that in healthcare. There can't be. Our code of ethics literally reminds us that we have an obligation to practice with compassion and respect for every person. And that means every person, not just the ones who look like us, live like us, or have what we have. When we mock the pain of others, we stop being a part of the solution and we become a part of the problem. Empathy is not weakness, it's humanity. For many people, SNAP isn't a handout, it's a lifeline. And if your first instinct is to mock that, then maybe it's time you ask yourself what happened to your heart.
I'm sure many of you have seen this nurse, but I want to tell you it gets worse. But she also posted this.
On today's episode of Black and Jobless.
Imagine mocking a community of people and then joining them. Nurse Taylor was mocking SNAP benefit recipients. Could be elderly, could be children of people who fell on hard times, or could be someone laid off or terminated, or it could be someone who was stricken with an illness that you were probably in the room for when they found out. Imagine a SNAP benefit recipient is someone who was just in the room with you, finding out about a diagnosis. And in finding out about the diagnosis, they realize that they're going to have to pay the bill that's going to come from the moment they found out that they are now on hard times. Now, here you are on social media mocking them. And as a result of your mocking, you're now unemployed, terminated. And I say now that you're terminated, it kind of becomes hard to look for a job, because now when you're Googled.
I'm stitching this because y'all need to see what's happening right now. A nurse, yes, a whole RN got online and thought it was cute to mock people on SNAP benefits. Like, really? As if being poor is a personal failure? Her name's Tina Coleman, a registered nurse at Crenshaw Community Hospital in Laverne, Alabama. And she decided to go online and belittle people who rely on public assistance, the same people nurses are supposed to care for every single day. And let me just say this, when you mock people for struggling, you're not showing strength, you're showing cruelty. This kind of attitude makes the whole profession look bad. We've seen too much bullying, discrimination, and classism in healthcare, and it's time for accountability. Because when you humiliate the vulnerable, you don't represent nursing, you disgrace it.
I'm stitching this because people need to see what's happening in real time when a nurse publicly mocks people receiving SNAP benefits as if poverty is a personal failure. So this nurse, who identifies as Tina Coleman, an RN at Crenshaw Community Hospital in Laverne, Alabama, thought it was appropriate to belittle people who rely on public assistance, many of whom are the same patients we care for every day. So I'm going to let you see the clip.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. That is why I'm on my way to my second job tonight, because it is my responsibility to make sure that he eats, not the U.S. taxpayers. I am responsible for keeping him fed and clothed.
So this is the ugly side of nursing culture we don't talk about enough. The performative, I work 2 jobs pride that disguises contempt for the poor. Nursing isn't about judging who's worthy of help. It's about care, equity, and humanity. And we've seen too many stories of bullying, discrimination, and classism in this field. It is time for accountability. The profession needs to study it, name it, and root it out. Because when you humiliate the vulnerable, you do not represent nursing. You absolutely disgrace it.
Want to give an update to this crazy lady. Now, many of you have identified her as a Tina out of Alabama, and that's all I'm going to go with. But it actually gets worse. Someone was able to grab this video before she put her account on private.
On today's episode of Black and Jobless.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. That is why I'm on my way to my second job tonight, because it is my responsibility to make sure that he eats, not the U.S. taxpayers. I am responsible for keeping him fed and clothed.
You know, it always amazes me how much people want to go viral so much that they're willing to risk everything they have to do it. Because you came on the internet and you mocked an entire group of people, like millions of people that need help every single day, putting basic food on their table, feeding their kids, meeting life's most basic necessities, and you're a nurse. Did you know that you have ethics that you are required to live under? And I don't know how it works, you swear an oath or whatever, but there are some ethics that you live under as a nurse. And here they are, Provision 1, the nurse practices with compassion and respect for the inherent dignity, worth, and unique attributes of every person. You literally have ethics as a nurse that you swear to that includes all of this stuff right here. And when you come on the internet and you mock humanity, you are directly breaking this. I wonder if your hospital has something similar in their mission statement. Oh, look at that. They do. The mission of blank hospital to care for our community by improving the health and well-being of the people we serve, regardless of their economic or social status, by providing healthcare, disease prevention, and health education services, regardless of their economic or social status. I don't think your hospital agrees with you. Now look, your secret's safe with me. I don't go that far. If you're going to come on the internet and mock people who need help, who actually work in many cases 2 jobs to be able to feed their kids, you're breaking multiple guidelines here. Just wanted you to know that this is not hard.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. What's up? What's up?
Hello guys, and welcome to the Joy Report, where we get an outsider's view with an insider's clarity. In the heart of Alabama, a nurse who once proudly wore her scrubs and called herself a healer has now become the symbol of everything wrong with compassionless care. The nurse, identified online as Tina Coleman, who worked at Crenshaw Community Hospital in Laverne, Alabama, has sparked nationwide outrage after mocking low-income Americans who rely on SNAP benefits, better known as food stamps. What began as a careless social media post has now turned into a powerful lesson about ethics, empathy, and the ugly side of prejudice hiding behind an nurse's badge. Before we proceed, all credit goes to the creators of these videos. You can find their arts in my description box. But for now, let me play you a few more clips and I'll be back with more commentary.
My baby has not eaten in 2 hours. That is why I'm on my way to my second job tonight, because it is my responsibility to make sure that he eats, not the U.S. taxpayer.
So just an update on that nurse. Since that was posted, she was fired from her job. But as someone who's also a nurse and I work with newborn babies, there is nothing more sad and depressing to see at work when like these new parents who should be excited to take care of the new baby are like genuinely really concerned about how they're gonna feed their baby. Like, it is so just depressing. Like, I never knew until I became a nurse how expensive diapers are. Like, one package of diapers is 50 bucks, and not every parent can breastfeed, so they're relying on formula, just as expensive. And when I'm at work and we give away diapers and formula to these patients, it feels like I'm handing over gold, because that's how expensive these things are. And whenever we discharge these patients, we try to make sure that they have all the resources that they need. But I just can't imagine being a nurse and making that video of mocking these people. Like, they just need help.
As a healthcare professional myself, the majority of my patients have to utilize such programs like Medicare, Medicaid, food assistance, Social Security, and disability. But how disgusting to see how she really feels about her patients.
This is in violation, I believe, of at least 2 nursing ethics regulations, and one of which, of course, the primary one is to have respect for all of your patients, regardless of their financial situation. Whew. Yeah, I'm really, really sorry, Tina, to tell you that you're about to find out in the worst way.
I need to know if Tina Coleman was fired from her job. If you don't know who Tina Coleman is, she made this super insensitive video about people on Snap wearing her full nursing outfit, even her name tag. Not too smart, Tina. Your days are numbered at your job. I know where you work. I know where you live. I know your full name. I know more about you than I should know. It's 2025, Tina. There's people who have nothing better to do than investigate what you got going on.
My baby hasn't eaten in 2 hours. I gotta go work my second job to feed my baby because it's my responsibility, not the U.S. taxpayers. My responsibility to make sure that he is fed and clothed. I think my lip filler and Botox done migrated. I'm getting a little bit of the Bell palsy down here. Can't feel nothing.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how Americans, they have come out, and also they have come out and called these MAGA nurse for coming out and calling out and mocking the people who are using SNAP benefit. This nurse, she's laughing to those people who are using SNAP benefit because the government ending SNAP benefit, and this nurse, she was so happy to mock the people who are using SNAP benefit. This nurse, she's laughing to the people who are really struggle, because we know right now majority of Americans, they are really struggling in America, and this MAGA nurse, she thinks that her happiness is to see people suffering in America instead of coming out and try to help people. This nurse, she's coming out and mocking the people. In fact, this nurse, she needs to be fired because she's not showing humanity, because she is in the line of saving people life, but she's now coming out and mocking the people who need help. You can imagine, what if those people who she's mocking come to her hospital? You can see it will be a problem, and also she will make people to avoid to come to the hospital that she is working, simply because of how she's mocking the people who are using SNAP benefit. And also the majority of people right now, you can see in America, they cannot even afford food. This SNAP benefit, it has been helping majority of people, the children, the people on the street. So this lady, she's now mocking them simply because they are going to they will not be receiving the SNAP benefit. This lady, she needs to be called out, and also she need to be to get fired. So kindly guys, I want also to read some of the comment and see what majority of Americans, they have come out and share on the comment section. I've already shown you the videos that Americans, they have come out and do from TikTok, and also let's see the comments from let's read the comment from the comment section. This one is saying that, as a retired nurse, I am appealed if she has no more empathy or compassion than that, she needs to have her license revoked. Exactly. This is a nurse, and she is saying, as a retired nurse, I am appalled if she has no more empathy or compassion than that, she needs to have her license revoked. So this nurse, her license needs to be revoked because she doesn't have empathy. She doesn't have empathy towards the people who are suffering. Instead of the one being on the front line helping them, he is now mocking them. This one saying that the only thing Trump has done for this country is show the rest of the world how many racist, hateful, truly ignorant people exist in America. Exactly. Now, majority of people right now, Trump is now showing the world how truly we have in America have so many racist people, hateful people, and ignorant people. This one saying that this is MAGA, the cruelty is the point. Yeah, this is a MAGA nurse and cruelty is on the point. This one saying that, fact, many people on SNAP work full time. This one saying that she has been fired by the hospital. Oh, so this one is saying that by the time we are watching this video, she has been fired by the hospital. Exactly. This that hospital, it has made a good decision by firing this nurse. This one saying that, I have worked in the medical arena before. Generally, here are two major type of people attracted to that kind of profession: those who are deeply caring and want to help others, and those who enjoy having power over others. Wow, this was saying that I don't want a nasty bigot nurse to put her hand on me or my baby. Exactly. We should avoid this type of nurse. The nurse who are coming out and mocking people who are losing their SNAP benefit, and we need to call them out, and also we need to avoid them to treat people. So this nurse, good news is this nurse, she has been fired with the hospital. And also we need the government to revoke her license. This was saying that I am a nurse, LPN, with over 16 years experience. I have had a trying year, so much so that I am currently unemployed. I am on SNAP. I worked until mid-September. I start a new job mid-November. SNAP helped me get through those past couple of weeks. Do I not deserve food because I am going through a hard time? What about people with disability, chronic illness, financial hardship, etc.? Compassion goes a long way. Everyone deserves to eat. Plain and simple. Exactly. This is a nurse, and also she has been on SNAP the time that she was unemployed. So you can see this SNAP, it was helping also the nurse people. But this one nurse, she wants to come out and spoil to all nurses. She want to make people to see all nurses as a bad people. No, this nurse, she need to be called out, and also she needs to be fired and never ever be employed again. She need to learn her lesson. This one is saying that I am an RN. She is a disgrace. She should be reported to her state board. It wouldn't surprise me if Trump offered her a high-paying job. Exactly. So right now, majority of Americans, they are calling her, but you will see Donald Trump coming out calling her and paying and giving her a high job. You can see how Trump is, because we know Trump love and educated. So this one is saying that why is she calling it black and jobless when more white people than black people receive assistance? Exactly. So this one, she is saying that this MAGA nurse, she has been calling the people who are using a SNAP benefit, that majority of them, they are black and jobless, when we have been seeing majority of people who are in SNAP benefit, they are white people. So this one saying that 35% of SNAP recipients are white, 26% are black. She need to do her research. The majority of recipients have jobs. Exactly. So this lady also, she needs to go and see the data of people who are using SNAP benefit, because 35% of SNAP recipients are white, 35% are white, and 26% are black. So you can see we are having majority of white people who are in SNAP benefit, and this lady, she's coming out and saying that the people who are so many on SNAP, they are black people. No, these are some of the perception that these people that have been feeding so that they can see as a SNAP to be cancelled, because they thought that majority of people who are using this SNAP, they are black people. So this was saying that how much you want to bet her rural hospital in, funded mostly by Medicare and Medicaid. Would be a shame if those cuts happen and she loses the only well-paying job she can get in the area. So right now, this lady, she doesn't have a job, and let her see how she will thrive being jobless and also being without having a SNAP benefit. Let's see how she will thrive, or she will survive. This one saying that I went to the hospital website and thanked them for firing her, and explained that prodigious professional cannot be counted on the provide equal care to those they despise personally. I think she made that clear in the bigot rant. So this one is saying that I was always taught by my mother, who was an RN, and my father, who was an army veteran in World War II, that the only time it is okay to look down on someone if you are reaching down to help them up. Exactly. So this one saying that she need to lose her license. Hope they file a complaint with the nursing board. She doesn't belong anywhere near a hospital or medical office. This one saying that nursing attract mean girl at a disproportionate rate. I don't know why, but some of the mean women I have ever known were nurse. So kindly guys, these are some of the also comment that majority of Americans, they are sharing it towards this nurse mocking the Snap user. So kindly guys, also you can share your thought. I'll be reading it on my next video. Thanks so much guys. Subscribe if you haven't, like this video, share and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.